This is Casie Coleman harnessing a horse for the first time in her life.
Would you stop? Jay is videoing me over here. He thinks he's being a funny guy. This is the crooper. This helps keep the harness on and intact. Plus, we're going to put the hobble hangers on here, which is going to help the face. The race harness is much, much lighter. We only wear them to race because they're so light they fall apart very easily. They don't last long. This is more durable, more steady for training and every day.
You ripped that pole off this morning?
So then we just buckle this dress collar to the harness just to keep it in place.
Wouldn't want her to harness a horse when she's in a rush. She's very slow.
Can you stop videoing this?
No, this is a record. Although you're at like 51 seconds to harness a horse already.
These are his hobble hangers. These are going to attach his hobbles to that help him pace. And they only wear these when they're training or racing because they don't, I usually keep the hobbles off of them when they're not training or racing. It just keeps them calmer.
Do they not like the hobble hangers?
No, they don't mind them at all, but just when they're wearing their hobbles, they know that they're going to work. They know they're either going to train or race. They need to go fast.
They get
A lot of
excited.
horses will get excited, get hot when you put the hobbles on. Now, some horses, I want them to pace every day, so I put the hobbles on every day. It all depends on the horse. They're all different. Like the young ones, for instance, we have pretty much every horse in this barn. I buy them as a yearling, and I have them their whole lives pretty much. I sell them once they're 3. If they're this guy got to stay because he's fast. If they're not fast, then once they're done their 3-year-old season, I sell them.
And who buys them? Are they buying them for racing?
I put them in mixed race horse sale, usually Harrisburg, and yeah, we'll buy them for racing. So, some of the mares might be sold for brood mares, but usually for racing. So now these are his hobbles,
Yep, grab the right one.
and these are basically what makes him do his
There we
game. You
go.
have pacers
There
and
we go.
trotters in standardbred racing. I don't do trotters, I have all pacers. And we use these to keep them on gait, and basically they're
Good thing her horses are fast, because
the
she's not
left
fast.
legs both at the same time, left front, left hind, and then the right both at the same time. And these make them do that.
I think she just hailed Hitler there.
Then it's our job as trainers to figure out how long of a hobble they need to have. A real small horse will wear something as small as a 53-inch hobble, whereas a horse like Lucan, I think these are about 61 inches, maybe even more. All depends on how big the horse's gait is. You want to set the hobbles up as long as they can handle, because obviously the longer their gait is, the faster they'll go. But if you give them
harnessing
too
a
much
horse with
hobble,
stall
they're going to make a
design.
break and go off stride.
Just
and
taste.
make no money.
What are those stripes made of? Plastic?
Yeah, they're just like a plastic material. I get all my equipment basically from a guy in the States called Big D's. He does me pretty good deals for them.
Darth, want to make a special appearance? Look at this. What's in that cup? That looks like Smirnoff to me.
It smells like it too.
See, we all got to get drunk to watch Casie
Whenever
harness
they
a
need
horse.
it, they get it. Some people use gear a lot longer, but I'm about once a year. They get new gear.
We're at 4 minutes and she hasn't even got this thing harnessed yet.
A full set of gear is going to cost you, for their training harness, I'm going to say around $800, and with their race harnesses, probably about another $600 or $700. And it all depends what kind of bits they're wearing. If they're wearing shad rolls, like carbon bits, are different prices.
Oh, we're going to have a poop. Nice poop.
Lucan, really?
Good poop. Good poop. Keep on her hand.
Can you grab a shovel instead of videotaping?
I got to videotape you.
Please.
He's getting ready to race. Okay, very important.
Okay. We got this one getting a shovel.
I don't know why I pay that guy behind me. Lucan, he's wearing aluminum shoes up front, and he wears
She's
steel shoes
embarrassed right
behind.
now.
And that's how I hang most of my
I think
horses
any of
up.
them understand what she's saying right now.
They're a lighter shoe. And
No, they do not understand.
They don't speak.
But
There's a lot of nodding and
some horses
smiling.
can't handle aluminum.
Actually, never mind.
Steel
There's no
or
smiling.
sounder. They have no grip on these steel shoes and keeps the more sounder, they're a bit heavier.
Zoom in on
These, the
some
horse
facial
will be a bit
expressions.
lamer, and the ankles, the knees, the don't kind of have a bit of pressure to it, like
that
a bit of
because?
vibration when they land, but they go much faster when
There's food today, so I'm sure you're sticking around.
figure out how
How long does a pair of shoes last?
they could last up to a month. I shoe mine about at least every 3 weeks, maybe even when they're racing, maybe even closer than that, but a lot of people will go a lot longer than that. I do it a lot more frequently.
And what does a shoe-in cost? You would get all 4 feet done every
About
day.
130. All depending. Some might wear flip-flops up front, some have pads, some have, like, it's all different, but average about 130. Now this is his head halter. This basically works for a couple of things. One is these rings on the side, where head pulls a lot of horses to keep them going in a straight line. So we hook the head pull to this ring. I'll show you it, and then it hooks to this up here. Keeps them going in a straight line, and then it keeps their mouths shut because they will start opening up their jaw while they're racing. They'll open their mouth up. So when we tighten it, he can't open his mouth up. It makes him keep a better grip of the bit also.
Why don't you want his mouth?
Because he needs to keep his bit shut, or his mouth shut, and keep good his bit. And sometimes they'll show, they'll do.
We need one of those for Casie right now.
I'm just gonna go through here, guys.
School Casie Coleman. This is how you take 10 minutes to harness a horse.
Okay, so now just in comparison, how many hands is he?
He's probably around 16
16
tubes.
16 tubes. Okay, so then when you say high horse, she's about 15
Oh, we're
free.
putting the hood and cuffs
She's
on.
quite a bit smaller. He's maybe this
We're getting serious.
So these are called blinkers. I wear these a lot on a lot of my horses. It's more of a thoroughbred thing than a standard bred. They're starting to get bigger in standard breds, but a lot of people wear an open or a blind. I prefer blinkers. All my blinkers are different. This one here, I've got them cut back with slits. These are my favorite ones if the horse can handle it. I've got different ones that are for a hot horse. They're just like a quarter cut blinker. Lazy horse, they're all the way closed with no slits. Like they're all different. I just try to feel by the horse or what I think the horse needs. It just gets them on the bit more. Like you guys saw how lazy they are when they're in an open bridle with their ear put on. This gets them up on the rig and wanting to go. And when the driver says go, they go. The slits help when they see the whip with the driver. They see that and they'll go forward. Really, Jay? How long is this video?
10 minutes? You're slow. I wouldn't hire you.
So now this is his racing bridle. This is just a regular Happy Mouth rubber bit, which is nice and easy on his mouth. And then this is a chin chain. I usually wear either a chin chain or I'll wear just a leather chin strap under their chins. Some of them that have bad breathing issues, they'll wear different stuff like a Z-guide or a bar bit, which is more severe under their chin. Some of them will, when they haul them down into their head check, they will cut their ear off. They can't breathe. So I'll put different rigging on them to keep them with their heads up. And then this is just a safety strap. The chin strap just keeps the bridle from falling off his head. When Lucan races, he's a hot horse. This is a twisted mini bit. He's quite hot. So this will dig into his mouth. You can see how small it is. When the driver takes a hold of him, it'll make him want to relax a little easier. I'm not going to make him wear this right now. He doesn't like it a whole lot, so I'm going to just leave that off him for right now. Then these are the lines. These are the driver's control and the trainer's control. This is, I'm going to put the line pull on the outside. Most of my horses, I will wear the burr pull, the straight one on the inside, which I'll show you. It goes on quite easily. That's what these rings are for.
Oh, she would have fired herself.
And then it hooks up to his harness here. So now when he's going, if he wants to start running in on the turn when the driver's starting to steer him, This is gonna dig into his neck, and he can't, because some horses will get going crooked, so that's what that does.
Straightness is a real
Straightness is big.
issue.
I'm only gonna leave that on him for a minute, because he doesn't like wearing it much.
And they like to go crazy.
Yeah, a lot of my horses will wear a burr pole on the inside, and then this I wear on the outside, which is called a line pole. I guess I didn't put a shadow on there right for you guys. Sorry about that. Jay, I really don't know why you are making a complete film for me here right now.
Because this is good for society to see Casie Coleman grooming a horse.
So this line pole, the purpose of this, also to make him go straight, but it has play in it. As you can see, the other head pole, he can't turn his head, and as you can see right when I put it on, he didn't like wearing it because he can't turn his head, and it kind of makes him a little bit mad. This one, he'll feel the burr on his head when he turns it, but he has play. He can still do it a bit. Some people love wearing two head poles. I hate it. I find on the outside they'll get mad. If they get sideways and they can't go a bit sideways, they'll get mad. So I put line poles. This here is called a shadow. This is used for in the afternoon racing. There's a lot of shadows on the track. And even tire tracks, say a ticket, if any ticket blows across, anything. Pretty much all my horses I wear a shadow on, no matter if they need it or not. I pretty much wear a shadow. It's just a safety precaution. It doesn't weigh anything, and it helps you forget that. That horse you guys met a little bit ago, Vegas Vacation, I'll show you his shadow if I find it here. Do you guys know where Vegas' shadow is at? I'll find it for you. Anyway, they'll show it. He wears a whole bunch of these straws. He's crazy. He looks at all kinds of stuff on the track, and he wears, there's probably about 100 of these long straws. I'll show it to you. What that does is it keeps his attention on those straws flickering around, so he's looking at that instead of stuff down on the ground, and then he jumps it and makes a mistake. Then this is their tongue tie. This is the last thing you usually put on. You got to make sure that their tongue's under the bit. The reason for this, as you can see the bit in their mouth, some horses put the bit over their tongue over the bit. Now when they do that, the driver has no control on the horse. You can't really control them very good. Plus they can choke. They can swallow their tongue and they can choke. So he's trying to take it from me right now. Oh. That's the Vegas Vacation shadow right there. So that keeps him looking at all these things flickering around and keeps him from jumping stuff. So this is the tongue tie. They're quite simple to put on. You just wrap it around twice. This is like a lady's lingerie kind of thing. A stocking is what it is. Nice and soft on their tongue. And then you just tie it. And then that's on. So he's pretty much completely ready to go out now. That's how he will race. That's how he will train.
Except he
The
has
only
the
other
small
things we would
bandages on.
add is we have what's
Not
called
good.
ear plugs, cold plugs. I don't have any around, I'm not sure, but it's little plugs that we put them in their ears. And it's got a string hook to it, so when the driver wants, it keeps them
And that
longer
is
in
how
the
you
race, and
harness
the
a
driver
horse,
wants to
ladies
go,
and gentlemen.
he pulls that